Things Gary does. So this weekend, I realized that I have a blender. I've had the blender this whole time, but I didn't know that it was here, lurking in my cupboards. So, what do I do with a blender? I've never really used a blender for anything, and so I sat there for a second and I was like, what could I make myself with a blender? And then the answer was obvious. A milkshake! So that's what we're going to do right now, today, here, now, is make a milkshake. So making a milkshake is actually very, very simple. There's very few steps that you have to take in order to make a milkshake with a blender. So first, you need ice cream. Now I got this kind of ice cream, but you can use any kind of ice cream that you like. I just like mint chocolate chip. I usually get really chocolate stuff, but I like mint chocolate chip shakes more typically. It's kind of strange. Ice cream! Alright, so we got the ice cream. You're gonna need a spoon for the ice cream. And then you'll need a cup for the ice cream to put it in later. I've just got this cup because this is like the only cup I actually own in this apartment. And then, so we can use this as a starting point. We can get started right now. Start making the milkshake. Take the top off. And then we take the top off the ice cream. Ooh, sexy. All right, and then you put in as much ice cream as you like. Now this is usually the point that you realize that you didn't buy enough ice cream because you have a terrible ice cream habit. And you like a lot of ice cream. So next, after you've picked up all the pieces that you dropped, you need to put some stuff in it to make it taste even better. So we'll go through some of my personal favorites. Some of them may be practical, some of them maybe not. First, chocolate syrup. Now don't get just the Hershey stuff. This is important. This is, if you take anything from this video, take this. You get the shell stuff. Get the shell stuff, you know, the stuff that you pour on it and then once it gets onto the cold ice cream, it hardens. That's the important part because then when you put it in and you blend it, then you still get all the hard, nice chocolate chips and it just doesn't become chocolate flavored. Very important, very important. So, we'll just put a bunch of that in there. Yeah, all right. Okay, shell syrup, vinegar, shell syrup. Next, cookies. I like cookies because they're good. So we'll just plop some of those right in there and throw away the box. Now, some of you might think this is strange for mint chocolate chip ice cream, but we're gonna try this anyway because it's our milkshake. We can try whatever we want. Now let's do that much peanut butter. We'll not get too crazy with that. And since this is a food video on YouTube and people always expect people to do weird stuff, I'm going to put in a little bit of a sriracha, just for that. Honestly, it pains me. Yeah, okay, I don't want to do that. That's enough. And then lastly, since it is in fact called a milkshake, we need some milk for our milkshake. So let's go ahead and drop a little bit of that in there. That's probably plenty. And now that we've got everything into our blender, ooh, I'm leaking. Now that we've got everything into our blender, let's pop the top on. And since this is like, I don't really know what I'm doing with the blender, I just press all the buttons until they make me what I want. Milkshakes! Sometimes you might need to get a little bit of help. Alright, so after you've pressed all the buttons, and apparently my blender is leaking, it's probably from excitement, pop the top off. And it should look something like that. Nice and thick. I like a thick milkshake. If you can drink it with a regular straw from a soda, it ain't a real milkshake in my book. So, You get your cup, which is hopefully too small, and you do that thing that they do at Jamba Juice. You hit the blender and look all cool. You see that? See that dripping? Yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta get down in there and really pull this stuff out. You don't want to waste any of it, especially if you've got an addiction. Alright, so now that you've made a mess, and you don't care, because now you have a milkshake, all ready, made to your specifications with the things that you like and things you feel obligated to put in it. So, here is the taste. And I like to eat my milkshakes with a spoon until they are all melted, and then I just drink it like a cup because straws are for wusses. I like it, I like it. You can actually taste a little bit of that sriracha, it's kind of good. Who figured? We experimented and we conquered. And we made a good milkshake. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a milkshake the Gary way, which is just a lot of ice cream with a lot of whatever you want in it. And that's it. So I hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoy some good sweets. And we'll see you next time in the kitchen if I ever do this again. Things done. It really is the best part about being an adult. Making your own dinner. Best.